Hi everyone, Lynn here from Bucket List Homestead. Today starts day 8 of the Three Rivers Challenge, Pantry Challenge. And today we are doing a roast chicken. I did a roast chicken, when did we do that roast chicken? Oh, a week ago. So not too bad, but roast chicken is one of the few things everybody in the family eats. So yeah, we're making a roast chicken. I'm putting in my Dutch oven, and I have the temperature set 300. I'm going to slow cook this because, as usual, my husband and I have to run out somewhere. And I thought we were all done yesterday. So, just putting some chicken broth in there, and I'll sprinkle a little bit of salt, and that's all I do. Frankly, if I get too crazy or fancy with the roast chicken, I got a lot of people in the house who would not be happy with me. And I don't mess with it if it's something I can get everybody to eat. So I'm just going to sprinkle some salt on top of that. Put her in there, let her go for about 2 hours. I'll cook her with the lid on for about an hour and then take it off the last hour. We don't eat the skin actually, but I don't mind crisping it up and giving a little bit to the dog and some to the chickens. So think if I can find sweet potatoes in my freezer. Pretty sure I remember processing some, but we had a little bit of a disaster on the pork tenderloin night. I made what I thought was sweet potatoes. Turns out it was butternut squash. Turns out we all don't like butternut squash. I don't know. I have a little bit frozen. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. It might end up going to the chickens. I don't know, but I don't know why I keep buying it. We obviously don't like it. I keep buying it hoping we'll like it, but I just didn't care for it. So if not, I'll just do up some mashed potatoes and just pick another vegetable. I gotta go do some digging. I know I have a lot of stuff. Thank God I took all my inventory and wrote it all down on a piece of the chalk wallpaper that I put on all my freezers. That's in another video I did when I was doing my inventory, and I've been keeping track of everything I have. So I'll go see. Might be some broccoli tonight. Okay, so when we are all done with it and I plate it up, I will take a quick video to show you, and it will be a short video today for day 8. Well, it's supper time. Chicken has come out. She looks good. Yeah. And I'm just whipping up some gravy over here. And I have some carrots steaming, and we decided to do rice with it tonight. I think everyone's a little potatoed out. And one of the things I've had in my pantry forever, we have Epicure here in Canada. It's a catalog company that sells spices and amongst other things. That's just the easiest way. They sell many things, pots and cookie sheets, and I want to say it's sort of like Pampered Chef, but I don't know if Pampered Chef it's along those lines. Anyway, I have had in my pantry for way too long these little packets that we get. This one's a pumpkin pie one. I have a salted caramel pudding, and I have several vanilla bean puddings. So Grace just whipped up one of the vanilla bean puddings, and she's going to put it into single serve bowls here. And I also made up a hot fudge, also from Epicure, that I've just had forever and just never, for some reason, never used them. So I'm finally using them. So those are out of my pantry. And that's a big help because they're taking up, I'll show you where they are in here. They're all in this, and they're taking up that whole basket. So if I can get them done up and get out, I can get that basket out of there, and that's more room for jars. So that's for supper tonight. Day 8 of Three Rivers Pantry Challenge. And I'm tired. It's been a long week. Son went back to school online this week, and of course he couldn't get online at one point, and yeah, just a mess. I hope everyone's doing well. I will continue this video on to tomorrow for day 9, which I have to decide what we're going to do because we're kind of having tonight's. It's leftover night. I have sausage rigatoni on the menu, and we still have a lot of that left. So that sounds good to me. So maybe there won't be a video for day 9. It will just be leftovers tomorrow. So I'll see you back here for day 10. Take care. Day 10, Three Rivers Challenge, and today is turkey soup. And this is turkey that is already cooked. It was left over from Christmas. So I threw it in the freezer knowing that this challenge was coming, and I am making soup out of it. So I have in here a whole container of chicken broth. And full disclosure, my husband did run to Walmart and buy me some chicken broth. I have tons of carcasses in my freezer to make turkey chicken broth, but I want to pressure can them, and my first pressure canning experience didn't go so great yesterday, so I'm not going to try that yet. I'm going to practice some more with this week and hopefully make some broth on the weekend. So yes, he did go to the store. We're still within our budget. I did say I might need $25 a week for things for the kids, and I only spent about $18 last week. So, but full disclosure, yes, I did buy a thing of chicken broth. So in here is 1 container of chicken broth, some thyme, and a bay leaf. I don't add any salt, at least not right now. We can add salt on our individual portions, but I have high blood pressure, so we try to, even though we use Himalayan pink salt, sea salt, which is better for you, I try not to add too many salt to things, and then individually we can add it. So I have some chicken I've cut up, and we're going to put this in here. And I'll let this go all day, and then I have a bag of frozen, where is that? Oh, I already have it out. I have a bag of frozen vegetables I'm going to throw in there. It's broccoli, cauliflower, and carrots all in one. And I think I'm going to add some corn and some peas and maybe even some bell peppers. Just load her up with veggies. I have them. And I'm going to put that all in here, but I won't do that until after this is cooked for a bit, because I don't want the vegetables like completely mushy. I'll add these probably the last hour, and then peas and corn the last half hour or so. If you hear any banging, that's my husband doing a little bit of renovation in our basement for my mason jar storage. So, yep, so we're just gonna add the chicken with the broth and all those spices and let that cook pretty much all day, and then we'll be back when it's time to add the vegetables. We're about an hour away from eating the soup, and I just want to show you. Yummy goodness. So I just added the peas. I decided not to add corn. I added green beans when I added the mixed vegetables. I did that a good 2 hours before they were ready. And they still got another hour roughly. They're still not quite as soft as we'd like them. And I threw the peas in. So I can't remember if I mentioned. So it was a good 1 heaping teaspoon of thyme, and I used 1 bay leaf, and the second one was almost completely full. I'd say 3/4 of a bay leaf. And you can add salt if you want while it's cooking. So I try and start that as early in the morning as I can, and I let it go all day. So I try and get it going 8, 9 in the morning, and I just let it sit it on low in my crock pot until 5, 6 o'clock. And just let it go. Sometimes if I'm really on the ball, I do it the night before, let it cook all night. We come down in the morning, and then we get to have a little bit for lunch. And the house smells amazing. And I love soups in the winter. There's just something so comforting and just so cozy about soups. So that is the end of day 10. Yesterday was day 9. We just did a clean out of the refrigerator. There was sausage rigatoni left. There was, I want to think there was something else. I can't remember. There was some pickles, some applesauce. So we just cleaned out the refrigerator for last night. So day 10. And on top for tomorrow is one of my daughter's favorites, homemade mac and cheese. So we will see you right here tomorrow for day 11 of the 3 Rivers Pantry Challenge. Hello friends, here we are, day 11 of 3 Rivers Pantry Challenge. 11. We're almost halfway through January already. Woohoo! I've started making a little bit of a list of a few things we're going to need. But yeah, it's pretty cool seeing a little, I will say, it's cool and it's a little like, oh, seeing the shelves get a little empty. Our refrigerator is definitely the emptiest it's been in a very long time without the fresh produce in there. But yeah, it's coming along. So tonight is a very simple meal. I'm sure everybody has their own recipe, but this is what I'm making. I'm making homemade mac and cheese. It is one of my daughter's favorite meals. I think we have a tradition in this house on your birthday. You get to pick the kind of cake you want Mom to make and whatever meal you want. And I swear for 5 6 years in a row, it was always homemade mac and cheese. So it's really cold here today. The polar vortex came back through to say hello. It's not going to last long, which is weird. Well, it's going to warm up and then we're going to go cold again. I don't know as cold, but poor chickens had ice, like frost on them this morning. I felt so bad for them. So anyway, this is a good meal to have on a cold winter day for sure. And I'm going to show you how I make it. I make it a little bit different than even how I grew up having it. But this is the way we like it. I've been making it this way for quite some time. It's very simple. It's hearty. We typically don't eat anything else. We have a bowl of mac and cheese for supper. My mother used to serve it with hot dogs, which we're not huge fans of. I'm trying to think, maybe a salad if we had greens. We'd be having a salad. Yeah, that's pretty much what we eat it with, or just eat it, a bowl of it on its own. So let's get started. So it's typical macaroni. I got a big pot of water boiling here. Show ya. Maybe. There it is. Just my big stock pot. Water boiling. Gonna bring that to a boil. And anyone noticed how small the boxes of pasta have gotten? Price went up, size went down. I know that this used to be a 600 gram box. It's now 500. So I'm gonna see how many cups that actually gets me. Just one sec. Okay, so that gives me 4 cups of dry macaroni, which means when it's cooked, it will give me 8 cups. That's plenty. I'm not going to do like a big, huge double batch. Even with this amount, we'll still have some for lunch tomorrow or the day after. So I'm just waiting for my water to boil. And I am going to add, hold on just one second, add a teaspoon of pink Himalayan sea salt and just a little drizzle of olive oil. I just put a little bit in there. It helps keep the macaroni from sticking together. Okay. And it's boiled and in we go. So I'm going to cook that for 10 minutes. I have already started shredding our cheddar cheese. And we use old cheddar cheese. I love cheese. But I love old cheese. And my husband and my daughter would always say, I don't like old cheese, Mom. Don't like old cheese. Get medium. And then they'd wonder why there was no flavor when I would make mac and cheese. So I just started using old a long time ago. They didn't know. They might actually just be finding out today I am using old. So I have a grease pan here. I really have no idea what the size is. Does it say on here? Oh, it's 11 by 7 or 2.5 quart. That's what we're using. I just grease it a little bit, make some macaroni and cheese come out. I've shredded up so much so far. I still have this big block to shred, but that's all that's going to fit in there for now. And yeah, so we're just going to wait for the macaroni to get done cooking, and I'll take you along for the next step. Okay, macaroni is done. So I cooked it for about 8 or 9 minutes. Here we go. And I'm just going to strain it. Ooh, it's stuck. Even with that oil, it's still stuck. That's okay. Come on. Come on out of there. There we go. Okay. So while that's draining, this one, we are going to make our cheese sauce. Now, the way my mom used to make this, she would put all the macaroni and everything right in a casserole dish. Sorry about that. That's that. If you've been watching my videos, you know my husband got me this new motion detecting tripod follower thing. I don't even know what you call it. And it just decided to do a 360. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so as I was saying, when my mother would make this when I was little, she'd just put all the macaroni. She'd put a layer of macaroni, a layer of cheese, and a layer of macaroni, more cheese, and then she'd pour milk into the actual casserole and then bake it. Loved it. She still makes it that way. It's really good. I find we like this way even better. Okay, so I really hope this thing is going to follow me. I have it's just about a teaspoon of flour. And I'm gonna put, oh, I should measure this, but I don't. That's probably about a cup of milk in here. And we just want this to thicken up a little bit. Maybe my helper over there could put the cheese into a bowl for me and bring that to me, please. So we want this to heat up and thicken up a little bit. Listen, I'm sure everybody has their own recipe for mac and cheese. All parts of the world, parts of the States, especially in the South, they do different things. I have in the past when we have like some leftover ham from a ham dinner, I put it in there, but my daughter does not like me to deviate from this recipe. She's a simple girl. She has simple taste, and she likes it this way. Don't you, Grace? She's right off camera here. She's my helper. So you're going to bring me pretty much all that shredded cheese. Yeah. So I'm going to say that's a good 2 cups of shredded cheese I have over there that she's bringing me. And this is just about, I'd say, warm enough. A little bit. Okay, say hi, Grace. Hi. All right, go ahead and put that. So we're going to put about 2 cups of shredded cheese right into this milk mixture. Cheese, cheese, cheese. Gracie's about, oh, it's following Grace. You know what? I'm going to turn this thing on. Gracie's about 80% dairy-free. The one thing she's not dairy-free with, for the most part, is cheese. We tried those dairy-free cheeses, and she wanted to like them. They are terrible. Now, she eats a dairy-free pizza, and for some reason, that's the dairy-free cheese on the pizza for some reason. I mean, she loves it. Like, I mean, I bring one home to her. You think I brought her home a chocolate cake or something. She loves it. We tried the dairy cheese. I'm sorry. We like dairy, and so even Grace, who I say is 80% dairy-free, she still loves her cheese. And she's dairy-free for health issues with her eczema, and she had asthma when she was younger, and we took her off dairy, and it got her off her inhalers. So anyway, all that just to say we like cheese. So this is almost melted. Gonna bring it in, let you see. Ooh, look at that. Yummy goodness. Oh, so that's just about where I want it. So I'm going to turn off the heat, and I'm going to go grab the macaroni. I think I can only use that traveling tripod when I'm here alone in the kitchen. If anyone else is home, someone walks into the kitchen, it starts following them. Okay, so we're just gonna stir this all up. Oh. Now, you can stir this all up, serve it, and be done. It's certainly quick, but then we take it one step further. Grace, could you be my traveling tripod and bring this over with me? So great to have someone in the house. All right, so we're gonna come over here. I'm gonna shred the rest of that. And I'm gonna pour this right into our casserole dish. That's probably the only bad thing about this dish, the cleanup. And this is why I spray the casserole dish. Okay, so I think that's all pretty much got it all. So there's a casserole in the casserole dish. Put hot water in that right away, it'll come out a lot better. Okay, so then I'm gonna shred the rest of this, and we're gonna top what we have in the casserole dish there with it, and then we're gonna bake it in a 350-degree oven, 10-15 minutes. Really depends on your taste for top. We like it brown, and we like it when the cheese gets a little bubbly. Because then, just like the bubble in the pizza, we kind of fight over the little brown pieces on the top of the cheese. But if I have enough cheese here, we might have quite a few brown pieces. Can you turn off the sink for me? And this is cheddar cheese we've been getting from Costco. Oh, it's so good. We really like it, and we get quite a bit for our buck. So, okay, there it is, all shredded. All right. Oh, my husband just came home from work. So we put this on the top. Here, let me lower you so you can see what I'm doing. There it is. There's the cheese. Okay. So this is probably maybe another cup and a half of shredded. What I did was when we bought that cheese from Costco, I took the weight of it, which I think was 1.1 kilograms. I figured out how many grams of cheese I use per macaroni and cheese, weighed it out on my scale, and sealed it up in one of my vacuum seal bags. And then I marked it that this was 1 mac and cheese worth of cheese. And we end up getting, I think, 3 mac and cheeses worth out of that 1.1 kilogram or whatever it was. Okay, so here we are. And I'll bring you back up. One. Whoops, you went down. I'm gonna put it in the oven. 350 for about 10 minutes, and I'll check on it. It might need 15. And there, day 11 will be done. I will show you what it looks like when it comes out of the oven, all bubbly and good. Mac and cheese has come out of the oven. It was in the oven for about 15 minutes, and then I put it on broil for 5 minutes. And this is what she looks like. Oh boy. Lots of brown toasty pieces for everybody. So there's day 11 of Three Rivers Pantry Challenge finished. We'll see you back here tomorrow for day 12. Take care. Hi friends. Well, it is day 12 of Three Rivers Pantry Challenge. And tonight I'm going to make some chicken. The kids are just going to get plain because that's all they'll eat. But I'm going to make teriyaki chicken for my husband and I because I'm a little sick of plain chicken. I have to say we're getting low on the chicken in our freezers. So that will definitely be something we'll be replenishing. Okay, so this is a half a cup of brown sugar. And I hope I have a half a cup of soy sauce here. I'll have to add that to my list too. It's going to be close. It's not a half a cup, but it should be a half a cup. So it's a little over a quarter. That's okay. I'll make it work. And then we need 4 cloves of garlic. There it is. This is my garlic peeler. I love this. So there's 1. Just about out of all my garlic too from my garden last year, but I planted a lot more this year. So 4 cloves. 2 of them were really small, so it's technically 6, but the other 2 were a little small, so. Okay, so we're going to have 6 cloves of garlic minced. My husband got me this for Christmas. You just put it in here. Maybe, there we go. And turn it, and it minces it for you. Let's see how I did. If I can get it all off. Okay, there we go. Yep, minced that up pretty good. Okay. Oops. Couldn't fit all of them in there though, but I think I can get these last. Yep, because they're small. And then after the garlic, we're going to need about half a teaspoon of, I use freshly grated ginger. If you only have powdered, it's fine. I've made it with this before too. Oh wow, minced that up really good. Getting it all out is another thing though. Okay, we're going to call that good. Some in the lid here. There we go. Okay. And I have had this ginger. Oh, I think I bought it maybe in November. And I just use my vacuum seal bag and seal it back up every time. And it's still perfect. You can keep this in the freezer too, which I might do after today. Yep. Getting a little soft, so I might be putting it in the freezer. So I have my microplane here. And I'm just going to grade what I think is about a teaspoon. Wow, that smells good. Yep, that's about a teaspoon. And I also need olive oil, which is in my pantry. I'll be right back. And a half a cup of olive oil. Looks like I'm opening the other one. I'm running out of everything. Luckily, that I have a lot more of in my pantry. Okay. And a half a cup of olive oil. I'm going to give this a stir. So I'm using chicken breast because A, it's what we have and it's what we like. But you can certainly use this with chicken thighs or, you know, it's good with pork too, actually. So we just want to stir that up a bit to get that brown sugar incorporated with everything. So it is 9:30 in the morning here. So this is going to sit in the refrigerator all day till supper time. All right. So this will go into the refrigerator. Marinade for all day until supper. And that's where we will see you again when I'm getting ready to cook it. Supper time. And I realized after I made that this morning, the chicken's been marinating all day in the fridge right there. That was enough for 4 chicken breasts. I meant to half the ingredients, but the good news is the soy sauce was already halved, but everything else wasn't. So I'm sure it's going to be pretty flavorful. So I'm going to be getting that into my grease casserole dish here with my kids' plain chicken breast. And even though we're a little sick of potatoes, my first pressure canning try. Did not go so well the other day. So I have a lot of potatoes I got to use up because I did not pressure can. Hence these 2 jars that have been in the fridge, and there's still 2 more jars in the fridge. So I'm going to make, I think, an egg and potato salad for this week. Because I boiled up a bunch of eggs too, because no one told our chickens it's wintertime. They're supposed to slow down. So anyway, back to the chicken. So yeah, so I'm going to bake this until it comes to 160. And yeah, oh, the potatoes. Yeah, I think I'm going to fry them up in some butter. Kind of like a little hash brown thing. I'm a little tired of mashed potatoes. I'm tired of potatoes. But we'll cook them up this way for a little something different. I'm in a little funk, I think, with our recipes. They've been pretty boring this last few days. Mainly because my kids only eat certain things. But I'm going to mix it up a little bit. Next week, we've got some different things on the menu. And I am running out of things. This is my first year doing this pantry challenge, and I definitely will be prepared for next year better. One, I'm going to have a much bigger garden. And I did end up having success with the pressure canning. I will show you that in a video I'm going to be uploading, I hope, today. Yeah, so I'm hoping I'll be more prepared next year. I've also dug out some of my cookbooks, but a lot of the ingredients in the cookbooks I don't have. I don't even have things I can substitute. So I'm glad we're almost halfway through this month because we need to do some shopping. Anyway, and then these are just my own rules. Like I really want to do this, and I want to use up stuff. For instance, we have a ton of almond flour and monk fruit sugar that I bought when my husband and I tried keto. It didn't last because we love bread. And it was very constricting. He found it very difficult. So I have all this almond flour, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I got to figure out something because we have a lot of it. A lot of the things I made with it we didn't care for. They were either the texture was off, but I'll try again. Maybe this tomorrow or the next day. Anyway, I'm rambling tonight. Anyway, back to supper. So yeah, so I'm going to get the chicken in, and I'm going to let that cook because I don't think these potatoes won't take long in a cast iron pan with some butter. And I think we'll probably have some peas, maybe a green vegetable. So that's what's on the table for supper tonight. I don't know, maybe it's the weather today or something. My energy level seems a little bit low. But I will be back when we've plated it all up and show you how it turns out. Okay, so our chicken's done cooking, and I have to say the teriyaki is really good. That looks really good. So that's done. The potatoes were a disaster. Whatever I did when they didn't pressure can correctly, cook them till they were just mush. I couldn't do anything with them. So we're heating up some rice because we do have a lot of rice in the pantry. So we might as well go through with it. And we're going to have a jar of pickles and a jar of applesauce. I'm hoping those get ate up tonight, and that will be 2 more jars empty. So it seems like the first week we emptied 3 jars, I think. So I'm trying to maybe do another 3. And hopefully I'll be filling them back up with turkey stock this week. So that is the end of day 12, right? Yes, 12. I had to look at the calendar. That's the end of day 12. We'll see you tomorrow for day 13. It's day 13 for the 3 Rivers Pantry Challenge. Wow, 13. This will be the last one for this week. This will end week 2. Tomorrow we're having pizza. I've already shown that last week, so you really don't need to see it again, I don't think. So every Friday will be pizza. So technically there'll only be 6 days of videos each week of what we're doing. But anyway, tonight is one of my favorites. It's loaded nachos. Now, a few things we're out of. Didn't realize I used up all the frozen guacamole on New Year's Eve. I thought I still had one little single-serve container left because I'm the only one who likes it. So I make it up and freeze it in little portions. So we won't have that tonight, but that's okay. They're still good without it. I also, when I did this menu plan, I did have a bag of nachos, chips. I believe I had 2 bags. Somebody who shall remain nameless ate them and didn't let me know. So it's the pantry challenge, so I can't go out and, I mean, I could go out. There's no law stopping me, but my rules I set up is I really don't want to. Well, we have a ton of tortillas in our freezer because, again, this is a meal my husband and I are the only ones who eat. So I just take out what we need and freeze them because, you know, a pack of 6 will do 3 times for us when we're doing tacos. And I could turn this into tacos, but I thought, no, I'm going to turn these into nacho chips myself. So I've already cut some up, folded it in half. These are the soft ones, and obviously the soft tortillas. I think they're not the crunchy hard shells. Though, as I'm saying this, I just remembered I do have some crunchy hard shells in the pantry, but I think I'll save those for tacos. So, we're going to cut the edges off. This is kind of cool because I can make them a little bit bigger than what nacho chips are anyway. And there we go. I have 4 chips out of 1. And I'll just put these on a cookie sheet, spread them out, bake them. I'm probably going to bake them on a pretty high temperature so I can get them crisped up. And I'm not sure how many I'm going to need to do. How many do I have left in this bag? Well, I've only got 2 tortillas left, and I still have another pack or 2 of tortillas. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut them all up, make them all into chips. And we'll get these crisped up. Baking sheet for, I'm going to do like 425 for, I was going to say 10 minutes. They're pretty thin. Maybe I'll do 6 minutes and we'll see how crispy they get. All right, so there's my tortilla chips. Because again, someone who shall remain nameless, she's in there with her headphones on, ate them and didn't tell me. So I'm going to get these on a cookie sheet, put them in the oven for, I'm wondering, I'm not even going to spray oil, nothing on them. I'm just going to put them in the oven, 425, 6 minutes. Let's see how they do at 6. If not, maybe up to 10. I'll take them out and then I'll show you how we do the rest. I think we probably do ours a little bit different than a lot of people. We don't like really, really spicy things. My husband and I, my system can't handle spicy since cancer, chemo and all that. I cannot. And my husband does not like spicy, never did. So I make mine a little bit differently, make mine a little bit different. So I'll show you how we make them. Okay, so I got my oven heating up to 425 to get those tortillas in. Look what I found in the freezer. I did have some guacamole, so I'm going to have to put that in some water to thaw it out. Okay, so normally I just do cheddar cheese, but we're out of cheddar cheese. All we had left was a little block of it. Must have miscounted, or I miscounted the mozzarella's for cheddar. But we had some mozzarella thawed out, so I thought, there's our oven. So I've had some mic problems again. Here I'm just cutting up a purple onion, which we call purple. When I go to the store, it says red. Just curious, what do you all call it? Looks like a purple onion to me. So I'm just chopping that up really fine. I chop them up really fine because even though I love them, my husband's not a huge fan. But if I cut them up small enough, he likes them. And I'm just asking you, what do you call this? Purple or red? And as I'm watching this video and editing, I couldn't help but notice the dog was right there looking up ever so hopeful that something was going to drop. I'm sure he thinks it's more than just an onion. Okay, so now I'm getting my bell peppers ready. These are bell peppers that I grew in my garden last year and froze. They were very, very wet, so I let them drain for quite a while on paper towel. And I'm just going to chop them up, give them a rough chop. And believe it or not, this was actually a purple bell pepper that I put in the freezer, purple. And I guess during the freezing process, it lost its color. I know they'll lose color when they cut them, but I didn't know they lost color when you froze them. So that was kind of interesting when I went into the freezer and found them. Okay, now we're at the stove and I am cooking up 1 pound of lean ground beef, and I'm going to be adding my own taco seasoning. I will leave the recipe in the description box. And we add 2 to 2.5 tablespoons of taco seasoning. If you like it spicier, go for it. Add as much as you want. If you don't want it spicy, add as little. And good news is the microphone should be coming back very soon. This is what, oh, this is going to be backwards. But I write on the, I'm just making sure my microphone is on. I think the microphone wasn't working, so I'm taking that out. Boy, I hope I didn't record every. Okay, so this is backwards, so I can't show you, but I write 2 to 2.5 tablespoons per 1 pound of meat. Okay, so actually that was only 2. I'm going to add just put a ½ pound more. To add a little more flavor. So all that's in here is chili powder, some cumin, some garlic powder, some onion powder, and a little bit of salt, I think. I'll double check when I put my recipe. So we're just going to fry this up. And once that's done, I'll get my tortillas out. Oh yeah, they're frying. I think I'm going to put them in a little bit longer. I don't think 8 minutes was enough, so we'll do another 4. And I'll see you in a few minutes when the hamburger's done. Hamburger is all done, and I just put it a layer over the tortilla chips. I took them off the cookie sheet and put them on this, just because I find it's easier, because I'm going to be loading more stuff up on them. And I have my oven on 350. And I did cook those tortilla chips a tad too long. They're not burnt, but they're a lot browner than used to, but we're still going to go with it. Just makes them a little bit extra crispier. So I think 6 minutes would have been plenty. I don't know what I was thinking. They're, you know, when you throw them in the oven whole, you don't cook them for 8 minutes. But okay, so now we're going to add our bell peppers that we cut up. I feel like I should strain these some more. So I think I'm going to do that. I'll be right back. Okay, so I got quite a bit more moisture out of them. So I'm going to turn this so you can see what I'm doing. Maybe back up a bit. There we go. So I'm just going to toss the peppers on this layer. I'm so excited, guys. I love loaded nachos. I love quesadillas. And I love tacos. And I love burrito bowls. And I'm not big taco soup. That's on the menu for next week too. I love taco soup. Tortilla soup, sorry. I like both of them, but next week I'm making, it's kind of, what I'm making next week is kind of a cross between tortilla and taco. Anyway, okay, so then our purple onion, I put them next. Okay, and then all our lovely cheese. Honestly, I think this is a little more cheese than we need, so I might be putting some of this in a bag. Let me see. Maybe not. Yeah, I think that is too much. Okay, so I'll end up saving the rest of this. So if I had to guesstimate, I'd say that's maybe 2 cups of shredded cheese. Okay, so we're gonna go into our 350-degree oven until the cheese melts. I'll see you when it comes out. Loaded nachos came out, and there they are. That's how I played them. Mine's with the guacamole, because David doesn't like it. So there we are. And then I did have some leftover cheese. I thought I was going to save it, but I just sprinkled more cheese on because why not, right? Who's going to complain about more cheese? So, really good. I actually think I prefer those tortillas like that as the chips. Okay, so that is the end of day 13. Like I said, I'm not going to show supper tomorrow night because supper tomorrow night is pizza, which I already showed last week. Other than I'm going to, if I remember tonight, take that ham out so my husband and I can have some ham on top of the pizza. So there's the end of week 2, Three Rivers Pantry Challenge. Thank you to all the new subscribers this week. You guys rock. You pushed me up over 130 this week. Like, I am just like tickled pink. So thank you so much. Best way you can help me grow my channel is if you like it, please share to your social media too, any of my videos. Until then, I will see you in a little bit. I have some more videos coming up this week. Keep your eye out. It does take me a little bit longer because we're out in the country. As I said, out here in the country, our internet's terrible. I uploaded a video today. It took all day, and I mean all day. I started at 6:30 this morning, and it is now 5 o'clock, and it just finished about 10-15 minutes ago, and it's not even that long a video. So anyway, keep an eye out for new videos, and take care. Until then, everyone take care. God bless, and we'll see you soon.